Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be reading a multi-character exterior by Kaedehara Kazuha and also Xiao's Moon. So let's get into it. As you all know, Xiao would not be too fond on PDA. Like ever. So making out anywhere in even semi-public locations would be a big no in his book. But somehow, you magically tempted him to. On the balcony of Wangshu Inn in broad daylight, his hands roamed all over you, while his mouth worked passionately against yours. You were pinned under him, trying to catch your breath, but he wouldn't let you. Your cheeks were flushed, and all you could do was suppress your moans. You wouldn't want to scare the guest now, would you? Both of you were so intertwined with each other that you didn't notice your gall had come up. Maya, do you know if... Oh, I'll come back later. I'm so sorry. She left so quick you were sure that you were hallucinating her voice. Xiao quickly rushed up the seat as if he were not devouring you like a lion who has not eaten in ages. His cheeks turned bright red, and you can't help keep your laughter stifled. You think that's funny, don't you? You've got 10 seconds to run. He was not bluffing, so you better run. Albedo. Dragonspine is called. Way too cold. So what better way to warm up your circulation than kissing? You were trapped against his body and the wall of the cave as Albedo's mouth explored yours. God, he was an amazing kisser. His hand trailed up and down your body, exploring every inch of you. Your breathless moans of his name was more than enough to keep him motivated to keep using your lips. The both of you were way too occupied with each other. You didn't notice poor Sir Carlos come in. Mr. Albedo, the sample as... Ah! Oh my, I'll come back later. She dropped the vial and scrambled out at the speed of light. I suppose you should have been more careful. You smile. I'll apologize for our unprofessionalism. Albedo quickly sit back at you. Once again, laying his arms on either side of you. Resting his wall behind you. Unprofessionalism? This is merely a homeostasis experiment, Wyon. And we barely got started. Diluc. Much like Xiao, our lovely Diluc is not one for PDA either. He's a private man, and likes to keep his personal life, well, private. Behind closed doors, he's all over you, peppering kisses all over your face, cuddling you as much as he could. But in public, it's hard to believe that you're even dating. But of course, after closing up the angel's share, there's no one to see or stop you, is there? You're propped up on the bar with the look in between your legs, kissing you like there's no tomorrow. Your fingers tugged and wound gently in his crimson locks as your slow make-out session turned more needy. Diluc's hands were placed firmly on your waist, squeezing every time he tugged his hair a little too hard. And just as his hands began traveling downward, Charles just so happened to walk in from the back door. Apologies, Master Diluc. It seems I've forgotten my... Poor Chalice was too flustered to say anything more. He bowed down and quickly went out the way he came. Diluc almost pushed you over the bar when he heard Chalice. He was absolutely mortified. Did he really? Yes, Diluc. He saw us. He didn't even try to keep back your giggles. Diluc's head snapped back in your direction, and he quickly shoved his face into the crook of your neck, letting out a sound of embarrassment. We are never, ever doing that ever again. Kazuha Kaedehara. Meikazu with Kazuha, I think, are sweet. Don't get me wrong, not lacking passion, but they're never rushed if you get my drift. Whenever he kisses you, deep and long enough to seal their breath from your lungs. He always holds you with a gentleness that speaks volumes of his care and devotion. You sit on Kazuha's lap, lips moving languidly with his. One of his arms wrapped around the small of your back, tugging you close until not even a slip of paper could fit between you two. The other is tangled in your hair, cradling your head, and rubbing soothing circles into your scalp. There's nothing frantic about the way your lips lock, even the way you cup your jaw, with the both of your hands tilting his head up to you is easy and slow. A kiss more fine than any wine. Kaza murmurs when you have to break apart for a breath, both your chests heaving slightly. His grip on you flexes aside his bit, and you breathlessly chuckle. There is a faint blush on his face, and his eyes gaze up at you with the haze of a man in love. The way he looks at you, with such reverence and devotion, is enough to heat the blood in your veins. He chants a quick peck to his lips, a brief touch in comparison to the breast-stealing kisses, and yet he still chases it when you pull away. The hands on you tense slightly, not enough to hurt, but enough to get his desperation across. Calm down, you laugh, voice slightly raspy, and when you run your tongue over your lips, he follows the movement with such rapt attention and hunger that it sends shivers down your spine. A shiver that is obviously aware of, if the darkening in his eyes is anything to go by. He leans forward, not to kiss, but instead to make himself at home at the base of your throat. He angles you gently to give him more space to work, and drags away from you. When he begins to leave fevered kisses and small nips in his wake, you breathe life into me, he says into the skin of your throat, pressing a kiss there that has you trembling. The touch of her lips is one that I could never forget. Not in this life, nor in any other. Then he disconnects, watching as your chest heaves and your eyes droop. The hand on your back squeezes your flesh slightly, enough to have you gasping, and he surges forward to swallow the sound of his lips, replacing it with a sigh. I love you, is what Kaza's kisses convey. He tugs you closer, deepening it, and stealing your breath once more.